Gaul, do you want to explain what we're having? What our novelty
No,
drink
you
is?
you have to explain it because you
Okay.
created it.
That's true. Okay.
It's a tequila
Well,
sunrise, right?
created is a loose. Yeah. So we're having a Dracula's death, which is a tequila sunrise because the sun kills Dracula.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So we got
Yes.
tequila, orange juice, and grenadine. The
Mm-hmm.
grenadine
it's-
sinks to the bottom and makes this beautiful little. Look at this little
Yeah, no,
candy
it's
corn.
gorgeous.
I should have called it the
at-
candy corn.
Cheers.
Let's cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thanks for doing this, Ryan. What do we love,
We love ghost stories.
and what do we have?
We have people with ghost stories.
So what are we gonna do?
We're going to listen to those ghost stories.
Let's get spooky.
Let's get spooky.
Stacey, I heard that you have a scary story to tell us.
Okay, so wait, let me get started by saying that for a very long time, I have been suffering from night terrors. Since I was like in elementary school.
Oh
So
wow.
kind of like what you just described with your cat is something that I experience all the time.
Oh,
And so people know exactly what night terrors are and what the difference is between a night terror and a nightmare. How would you describe that?
So I don't know like the true definition, but I only know what I experience, and it's like an unparalleled fear that I actually believe what I am thinking I'm seeing is really happening.
okay.
So if I go through like a stressful phase in life, it kind of goes through ebbs and flows, but it would be really bad if I'm like super stressed out. So my husband tells me, because he's there, that I will sit up at night and talk to something and point at it and kind of
Okay.
like talk in gibberish to it.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Yep. Sounds horrible. We'll see. And by the way,
Yeah.
that's probably all we need. And we'll
Hate to talk to you.
Okay.
I'm glad you're doing well.
Hey, guys.
Good. Oh my God.
So that's
So-
why I was so nervous about coming on here. Oh, this gets way worse. This is
And
just-
he's still around.
I know.
Oh,
God bless him.
I was asking. I wasn't.
Yeah, God bless him. Okay, so you will wake up in the middle of the night
Yeah.
talking gibberish and point at things.
Pointing at something, screaming. A lot of times I'm crying. Sometimes I'm crying.
Sure.
I sometimes don't know why. Like I don't have like the memory of like the in between, like that phase of like sleep and wake. Do you
Okay.
know what I'm talking about? And then other times I think I'm seeing something like very vividly and clearly. So I remember this happened to me one time on a reality show. So it's been like documented. And I remember I knew exactly what was happening because everyone was like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, oh my God, totally joking, just kidding. And I was mortified because I was like, oh my God, what if they use that? Like that would be so.
What was the reality show?
Yeah.
Like what was it?
Um,
And by the way, we've both done horrible jobs, so don't feel bad about
okay,
saying
Yeah,
it was just The Bachelor, but The Bachelor is extremely stressful. Like people don't understand like kind of the stuff they do to make the show entertaining, but it was really incredibly stressful. So that was
you had night terrors on The Bachelor.
yes.
Jesus.
I mean, I think we've peaked.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just peaked.
Yeah, that's as good as it gets.
No.
I'd like to pitch a show to you, and it's just that. It's just about
Wait,
that. It's women
no.
who have night terrors.
No,
On
wait,
The
guys.
Bachelor.
There's more.
I can't wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait. So what? Yeah, go on. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna.
sorry.
Yeah, stop
So
interrupting.
I get this casting notification from Boston Casting, and it's about people who suffer from sleep disorders. And so like I had talked to a couple of my doctors about stuff I was experiencing, but I didn't want to put too much emphasis on it because I think I sounded crazy. I didn't want them to think I was like schizophrenic or whatever. So they were like, you're probably just taking Benadryl too much and like, you know, it's having a weird effect on you. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll just live like this. It's whatever. I'll just go on like that. So Boston Casting was looking for people who suffer from sleep disorders, and like kind of the trade-off was that they would treat your sleep disorder and like really let you know what you had. And they were looking for people who suffered from night terrors and like sleep paralysis. So I had never experienced sleep paralysis, but I went in for the casting, and A&E was doing the reality show. Long story short, they were like, everything that you're saying is very common in people that suffer from night terrors. And one common thing I was always seeing was spiders. And they were like, that's a very common theme for people who have night terrors. So they're like, we want to use you for the show. So they're like, we're going to come and install a camera in your bedroom, and we're going to record you having a night terror.
Oh my God.
And I was like, cool, that sounds great. So I had to basically convince my husband to do that. And he was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No way. So we did it. And the A&E producer came in, installed the camera and all that jazz. Hold on. And then, and at the time that I did that like casting for it, I was having them all the time. So I was like, oh, I'll just have one. Like I always have one. And I don't know if it was the pressure or the subconscious. I could not have one. So like a week went by and I didn't have any, and it was kind of relieving because I like slept through the night and it was really restorative. But I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I can't perform. And it's not something you can.
It's a lot of pressure when the camera's on.
I know, right? It's not something you can fake. You just like, it just either happens or it doesn't. So I was like, I know, I'll watch something that will trigger me. And
You really, really going out of your way for this A&E show.
Oh,
well,
God.
I couldn't, like, it was like years of trying not to have them. And then all of a sudden it was like, all I needed to do is put this camera in here. So anyway, so they did that. And then I decided to watch, because I had never seen it and heard so much about it. I decided to watch The Exorcist for the very first time.
That'll do it.
To like get the night terrors going.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
so embarrassed already. Haven't even got to the embarrassing part yet. Have you guys heard about how some movies are cursed?
Yes.
Do you
Poltergeist.
know that The Exorcist is notoriously cursed? It's one of those movies
Okay. I do.
where there's like an actual person who like committed some murders, cast in the movie, how the sets were catching fire,
Yeah.
just like really crazy stuff like that. So I watched The Exorcist. I actually didn't think it was that scary, but I was like, all right, cool. Watch The Exorcist, got that, and all I have to do is go to sleep and have a night terror. And then, so, there's that scene where that little girl comes downstairs and she just starts peeing.
Yeah.
Right?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
Do you see where this is going?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I was
Very excited.
I did not have a night terror, but I wake up and I was like, I think I'm peeing a little bit. Now keep in mind there's a camera on me and I've never peed the bed before. I was like, so I just like, it was a Nest Cam that when they first came out. So it only would pick up anything if there was motion. So I like immediately got up and like covered it. And then I was like, oh my God, I peed the bed. Like not a lot, but just like, I'd never done that before. I was like, honestly, I took it as a sign that I feel like I'm being cursed for trying to capture whatever's happening here.
Yeah.
And you know how like some people in your like videos were like, oh, it was so scary, like we just couldn't go back. Like we just couldn't go back and check it out because it was just so scary. I just needed to leave it alone.
Yeah.
So I kind of took it as like a sign to like leave it alone. And also I was mortified. I was like, oh my God, imagine like they caught nothing, but they're like, this girl pisses her bed. Like,
Is there a video of you peeing?
no, it's not like I got up and like peed on the floor.
Where can I get a copy of this video?
And we're going to cut to the video right now.
And my husband did warn me, and I was like, all right, you know what? I guess that's on me. So I haven't even, hi, Vita. I haven't even told you guys the actual ghost story yet. So I the things I would see would always be like, wait, hold on. Can I grab her?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah,
Of course you can.
She's please
Yeah.
do.
She's a child.
We have to cut to the video anyways now.
No, you can't even see it. I was so like, oh my God. I really felt like I was like, I'm cursed. Oh, she wears like a brace. Sorry. I feel like that's weird.
What I'm going to do is we're going to do the cutest. Hi.
Look
Vita.
at you, you little munchkin.
Vita.
You little chicken bag. Look at that little chicken bag. Look at that.
She is so cute. She's the best. All right. Should I just keep going?
We won't find the video.
You can hold your baby as you tell the story.
Not weird? Okay. So,
yeah, not weird at all. No.
Cut to like a year or two later. My husband and I are on vacation in Puerto Rico. And we were staying at his friend's place. It was really nice. And it was like their family's Puerto Rican residence. And I had a night terror, as I always do. And I saw a woman, and I thought it was so strange. I never see women. I always see, like, not just specifically a man, but just like, it's just a thing, but I know that it's masculine. It's so weird. So I saw this woman, and she had a long white dress on, and she looked like she was like from the 20s or 40s. And it just really struck me as odd. I would never say, like, I would never bring it up if it didn't like seem to be a little bit different. So the next day I was just kind of, we're having coffee in the morning, and I was just like, yeah, it's so weird. Like, I had a night terror last night, and I saw like a woman, and I started describing it. And the kid we were staying with, he's really cool. He's a very chill, mellow guy. He's like, oh yeah, like my grandmother has a presence here. And I was like, what? And he kind of confirmed for me that I wasn't completely insane. He's like, yeah, my grandmother lived here for a very long time, and after she passed away, we always felt like her presence was here. And like whoa, excuse you. And when I saw her, she had like a white, it looked like it was like her wedding day. She had like a white gown on. And it was just weird. I just thought it was odd. I was like, oh, a woman. I never see that. And I just went back to bed because that's just always kind of the norm for me. So
can I ask, when you would see stuff like a masculine presence or this female presence, is it you're seeing it in the room that you're sleeping in, but you feel like you're in between sleep and awake? Like, is it that, or is it in a dream, a totally different location that you see?
No, it's in the room.
Okay. Wow.
It's in the room. And I guess I'm not like putting enough emphasis on this. Like, I don't think I'm seeing it. Like, I see that.
Yeah.
I just know that it's not there. But when I tell you I'm scared, I'm not just like, oh, I'm a little scared. I'm like shaking.
Yeah. Okay.
And like sweating. And I'm like so scared that my husband has to like calm me down. And he'll be like, it's okay. Like, it's not every night. But if I do notice it's like real stress related. Like, sometimes like anxiety can come up in other ways. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like some people have like physical anxiety or emotional anxiety, but sometimes it can come out in like your sleep or just like other things like, clenching and grinding or whatever. And just for some reason for me, it was like manifesting in this like night terror kind of way, or like a night sweat. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever experienced that, but like.
And are you, when this happens, are you paralyzed?
No, I sometimes I like try to like I said, like touch or reach or I'm pointing at something because I'm really like, I think it's there. Like and then until I'm like fully awake, and it kind of takes a while. But it wasn't until like, you know, he said that his grandmother had a presence there that I was thinking like, oh, maybe there is something to it. I don't really know. I had seen so many different things over so long of a period of time. And it's weird because you guys don't have to add this in, but in this new house, I don't know why the night terrors that I'm always having is that it's falling. And so in our bedroom, we have like exposed beams. And one night I woke up and I was like, damn, the ceiling is like falling. And I truly thought the ceiling was falling down. And when I looked up, I thought I could see it like kind of like falling, the attic kind of falling in on us. And then when I woke up, I was like, oh my God, it's not. Like, that's so weird. I don't know. And this house, it's different. I never see people here ever. It's always like something in the walls or like something coming through the walls. It's something totally different than I've seen my whole life. It's very, very strange. So,
Wow.
I don't know. That's my story.
That's wild.
Should have had my husband come down and tell you, like, give him his impression of me doing it, because he does do a very good impression. Because I'm like, the other weird thing is I'm not speaking like sentences.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Yeah, what's Latin, right?
You're talking in tongues.
Yeah,
I'm talking in tongues basically, which I
ancient
don't remember.
Sumerian.
That's the stuff that I don't remember. I just remember waking up and being like almost short of breath because I'm like so scared. I used to have them like so bad that sometimes I would scream so loud I would wake myself up, and then this is like when I lived at home for a brief period of time, I could hear my dad come down the hallway. He was so scared because I was screaming, and then I went to meet him in the hallway to be like, everything's okay. I didn't want to scare him. And then he had to like physically hold me. I was so upset. Like that's the kind of overwhelming fear. I guess this is pretty common in people who are like in the military and they have PTSD. This is kind of like the stuff that they experience.
Right.
I did see a documentary on that, and I was like, that's exactly what happens to me.
Wow.
I just think it's really weird because I don't have a thing that would make me do that. So,
but when these are happening, it feels outside of your body. It feels like an outside energy. It doesn't feel like something that's in your brain. Or do you think like this is probably a really weird dream? Or do you really feel like, no, there's some like weird entity outside of my body coming at me?
I guess because I'm so scared when this is happening that I don't really even have that thought process, that I just kind of am like, either something's there and I see it and I'm reacting to it. I'm not like having that conversation with myself.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
oh, where is this coming from? What does this mean? I'm just reacting to what it is. So I just like see it, and then ooh, that was my door. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I heard that. Yeah.
Anyway.
What about the next day when you're talking to your husband or you're talking to your family and they're like, I had this night terror. Do you explain it to them as if it's a horrible dream, or do you like, I guess what I'm getting at is, do you think it's a dream? Do you think it's something in your mind, or do you think you're attracting some sort of energy?
I don't know. I don't really like, for that reason alone, I really don't like to give it that much thought, because I feel like recognizing something makes it real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm just like, hey, I'm crazy. I don't want to deal with this. Beep, boop, boop. I guess.
Beep, boop, boop.
Beep, boop, boop.
Mom, I don't have time for those.
Wow.
So, I guess, right. So for me, unless something really moves me, like unless I feel like totally moved, or like it was really sentimental or meant something more, do I ever really talk about it? Because there's just really no point. Mm-hmm. I do have very, very vivid dreams that I feel like if they emotionally like move me, or I just feel like super strong about them, that I do tell people. And it scares me because a lot of times that I do that, the thing ends up being true. And so I don't really like, so someone in my family has epilepsy, and obviously that's a neurological thing. So I sometimes wonder if it's related to that, because like that in between when the person I know is having that, and from her episode to like the consciousness, is a long time. Like some people just kind of snap out of it. Hers is a very long time in which she remembers none of it. I can almost always predict when she's going to have a seizure.
It's wild.
Isn't that weird?
It's
so
wild.
anytime I think I have it, I immediately call my mom.
Okay.
So sometimes I could be wrong. Like there's been times I've been totally wrong, and I'm like, oh, thank God.
Sure.
But there's been other things, like one of my really close friends, I had a dream he got engaged, and I texted him the next day and he was like, Stacey, I proposed to my girlfriend last night. And he's like, who told you? I was like, nobody told me. I just had this dream.
Right.
Wow.
One time I had this dream that, my friend Miranda.
Yeah.
I had a dream that she was pregnant. Miranda, I had this dream about you that you were pregnant. And she's like, I went out and bought a pregnancy test last night. I'm not pregnant, but I thought I was. And I was just like, that's so weird.
Wow.
So I like kind of keep track of this kind of stuff because I would never just say it to someone on the regular, but if I feel such a strong emotional connection to it, then I will reach out to someone. I will say that I think my mom and I are very similar in the sense that like, not like we believe in kind of like not weird coincidences, but I know one time I had a really weird dream about my grandmother after she passed, and I was telling someone on the phone and my mom came in and she started crying and she told me she had the same dream. Like, how weird is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's kind of like super weird. So I don't know. Maybe we were just both missing my grandmother and had a similar dream. I mean,
sure.
Maybe, but people are said to be sensitive. Like some people are more sensitive to these things than others. And it sounds like
I believe that
you might have a sensitivity that's higher than other people who are able to like kind of move on. Other people might have a similar feeling, but like it's not strong enough. And so they don't even really remember it or feel it. Whereas yours is like top line, like, stressful situations trigger it. And you're like,
some grade A shit, man.
Yeah, man. You're like that, like doing that on a regular basis and just going, well, nothing you can do about that. I'm a mom. Yeah. I'm busy. I'm a mom. Yeah. I'm busy. Might be my favorite. I want to write an entire horror movie that's just about a mom being haunted, where she just
busy mom.
I don't have time.
I can't right now. I got a pump. I can't right now.
Yeah, if I was single, this would be great, but I don't have any time for whatever the hell this is.
But there's also not what I like about like whatever you're picked on, whether it's just intuition or instinct or whatever it is that makes you call people once in a while, friends or relatives, and go like, are you pregnant, or did somebody die, or did whatever it is, like there's no downside to that. There's like whatever it is you're feeling, I'm like, oh yeah, you should keep calling people.
Yeah. I feel always take a call from Stacey Q. Stacey Q.
Yeah, honestly,
it pops up in my phone. I'm like, I know it's late, but I better see.
People. I wouldn't call. I would usually text them and be like, or just message them and be like, oh my God, I had the craziest dream about you. Yeah. And when people tell me they have dreams, like I love listening to them. My husband's one of those people that I'm like, I had a dream last night. He's like, oh, please, I can't listen to your dream. And I get it. It's super annoying. Yeah. But like sometimes like you have a dream, it just feels so, I don't know. Like when people are like, oh, I don't really have vivid dreams. Like I have dreams that are so incredibly vivid, or like people say they don't dream in color. Like I dream, like, I don't know. Do you guys dream like as yourself, or like you're watching yourself in like a movie?
I usually dream as myself.
As yourself. I'm always watching myself in the dream. Like I'm a character who plays in my dreams.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. That's fun. Or maybe it's not fun. I don't know.
You're playing a video game with your own. You're playing a first person. You're playing Call of Duty with yourself.
I like that Stacey's reference point was Mario.
I never was allowed to have video games growing
89 up. 89 Mario. You're in a video game. I was thinking about Call of Duty. And Stacey said, boop, 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 boop. Also, don't hide behind that gorgeous baby.
I know. That baby right now is like, I am looking at the whole world and trying to take it in.
When that baby's 16,
I have a flower on my forehead.
She gets to show everybody the video of her as a baby with her mom telling ghost stories. Like what an awesome little time capsule for a baby.
Yeah, that's so great for you.
Wouldn't that be nice? That'd be so nice, Vita. Did you have other stories? Did you have other ghost things?
So that like the peeing the bed situation was the first one, which, you know what? I really took that as a sign to like, I need to like let it go. I was like, I was so like kind of nervous by that. And I thought it was so weird. Especially because that has never happened to me before. Like, I feel like if it had happened to me before, I would not be telling people about it. I wouldn't be like, hey, everyone, listen to this wicked cool story about me peeing the bed. all the time.
Wicked cool
It is.
story.
It is wicked cool.
It
Um,
is. It is
so
wicked cool.
I feel more like comfortable. I'm not like, I don't know. This is stuff that I just like don't. When I was listening to your stories, it made me kind of want to tell mine because I was like, oh, cool. Other people have like weird stories instead of it feeling like this just happened to me. I mean, I know those stories were different, but at least like that story about the guy that with the schizophrenic uncle.
Oh yeah,
right?
Tony.
Tony, yeah.
Yeah, Tony.
And that his uncle was hearing voices, and what the voices were saying ended up being true. Like, come on, that's a little bit ridiculous. Like, that was crazy. When I was like, I mean, really, that is very telling and strange.
Yeah.
We get a lot of things that are scary or unsettling, but I find great comfort in the idea that a lot of people experience these. Like, I find that to be helpful in the sense that, like, hey, there are other things out there, and like other people experience them, and it's like okay to talk about because someone else also has a story. Like, I don't know, I find that to be comforting in a weird way.
Yeah, no, sure. I do too. I was like, oh, cool. I'm not like alone. So one thing the A&E lady did say to me when I went in to like kind of do that.
Yep.
She did say that ghosts present themselves as like their best form. What they see themselves as their best form. So like if you see someone, because I believe I told her that story too. Yeah, I think that was before. I might have said after. It might have been before all that. And I, oh, you know what? No, it's because one time I saw Dan's dad. But he was really, my husband's father passed away, and we used to live in the house that he bought. We managed the building, and I thought I saw his dad, which was really weird. And but he was really young. And she told me that ghosts present themselves as like their best form, how they saw themselves. So the ghost that I think I saw in Puerto Rico was like her wedding day. So maybe that was when she felt the best for herself.
I just got full chills.
I did too.
Yeah.
I've heard many stories like that have like said exactly that when
that's so far. Like
well, that's the big wonder, right? Like why in Victorian garb? Why like this? Not to like really nerd out, but in the Matrix, they call it your residual self-image. You know, like in the Matrix, that's how you like see yourself. But that's kind of like a similar thing. I find that's crazy. That's so interesting, and it's awesome that the A&E woman said it.
Yes. Well, I guess, I mean, the payoff there was that we were supposed to be part of a study and there were supposed to be answers. And that was something, and I mean, I guess someone else pointed out to me, they're like, you can do that on your own. It's like, I don't want to sleep in a room and like, they watch you sleep. I'm like, I don't want to sleep in a room and then be expected to have them. I don't know when I'm going to have one. I could go weeks without having one.
Yeah.
So right. You have to be in this like hospital room. I don't know if you guys have had like, is EKG where they like see all the things to your head?
Like heart, like your heart.
Oh, that's okay. That's heart. So it must be an EEG where they like basically put all these wires on your head and then you sleep and they track your brain waves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a neurological test.
I haven't had that.
And so you'd have to be doing that every night and then falling asleep like that, and then they're testing your brain waves and whatever. Wow. So I could do that. I mean, anyone could be like, oh, I want to check into this. I don't know if insurance pays for that, but I was like, you know what? It's fine. It will eventually go away, I think. It hasn't.
Yeah. And it hasn't.
And it hasn't.
It hasn't.
So,
it will eventually go away, and it hasn't. And now I'm a mother of two, and I don't have time for it. So we're all just moving on. It also makes me feel bad. I feel like there's a very all East Coast people, we talked about it. They're like, who cares?
Who cares?
I don't tell the story very often. Who cares? Whatever. I might have.
Awesome.
Yeah. I guess I could talk to someone about it, but like, for what? For who?
Why? Yeah.
Towards what? Leave me alone. Yeah.
Like,
I can go put Keno and get some scratchies.
Yeah, like you might want to talk to me. You're like, maybe it's
Keno.
For $1 million, I wouldn't have guessed that you were going to come on and tell a story about pissing your pants, but here we are.
I know. I knew you wouldn't.
Hey, we are where we are.
Here we are.
You've never not surprised me. I'll tell you that much. Always a delightful surprise. Thank you very much.
I'm just full of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Scare bones on that. I guess That's pretty scary. I'm very freaked out by people who have night terrors.
Yes.
So that messes with my brain a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I'm giving that pretty high scare bones just because I try to imagine living with
Yeah.
night terrors.
It's like the living with that and the like paranormal activity aspect of it, of like your spouse is constantly screaming and seeing something in the room with you.
Yeah. And sitting up and pointing and talking in gibberish.
Yeah.
Like what? I don't know what that is. I'm giving that 7.9 scare bones.
Nice. I'm going to go 8.0.
That's a lot of scare.
And then an extra, we'll do some like charisma points or something. Stacey Q,
she's great.
An 11 out of 10.
She's great. And her little children.
Yes.
You know,
and we'll do a cute children thing.
Did not hurt.
11 out of 10 for cute children.
Okay.